Hi students, this is the first lesson in the third chapter, trigonometry. Trigonometry is a very important branch. In the 10th standard, you have studied trigonometry, some basics. Let me first introduce what is the meaning of trigonometry and some interesting things about trigonometry. Then we will let us study. But before that, let me share one more information. As you know, I am regularly uploading the lessons, video lessons on all topics. But in addition to that, I am also planning to conduct online classes in mathematics for first PUC, a complete syllabus, and also 2 years integrated JEE CET syllabus also separately. So if you are interested, please you can contact me through this phone number. So this is one information for you. And now let me start trigonometry. See, the branch of trigonometry, the meaning of the word trigonometry is derived from two words taken from Greek. One is trigon and another one is metron, meaning it is the study of triangle with respect to its sides. That is the meaning. But it is not, that word itself will not give you the idea about trigonometry. What is trigonometry is we are taking the triangle, no doubt, in defining the trigonometric ratios, sine theta, cos theta, etc. But it is much more than that. It has a lot of applications, lot of interesting things. But basic thing required for trigonometry study is geometry. Of course, geometry is the basic foundation on which we are building the edifice of trigonometry. This is one important thing. Normally, it is credited the branch of trigonometry is originally started by Greek civilization, but it is not completely true. It is also Indian mathematicians, ancient Indian mathematicians, who have also started this concept. This is one thing. Another interesting thing is one of the basic textbooks in trigonometry is written by S.L. Loney. So he is the, I think, the one of the main persons who has started, written a textbook on trigonometry. Even today, if you refer that, there are two volumes. It contains all informations about trigonometry, and most of the questions, you may be surprised, most of the questions which is given in this book, it is almost, I think, 200 years back. Even now, they are very relevant and it seems to be very interesting. That is one. The second one is, as Indians, this book is very sacred because Ramanujan, when he was a young boy, when he was studying in school, he borrowed these two books from his friend who was studying in degree, and he studied independently. Please note, he studied independently these two books without the help of anybody when he was a student in a school level. And afterwards, he derived most of the theorems and other concept propositions given in this textbook independently. This is one important thing. So please read the life history of Ramanujan. It is quite inspiring. As a student of mathematics, these are the two things which we should know. How mathematics is developed over the period of time. It may be from Western culture or Indian culture. Unfortunately, some of the contributions which are given by Indian is not reflected. We always give the credit to Western, but we need not be, limited, say, narrow-minded. Whether it is from Western or Eastern, that is indifferent. But this branch is a very interesting branch, and as a student of mathematics, whenever you study something in any chapter related to that chapter, if there is some historical evidence or information available, please try to study. So that will be motivating factor for you. This is what I wanted to tell you in the beginning. Now let me give you the basic ideas today. I'm not going to start trigonometry actually. Some of the basic things which are required for trigonometry, let me give you first. See, one of the first important concepts which you have to understand is the meaning of angle. No doubt you have studied. See, this word we are using often in geometry. You know the meaning of angle, but now, suppose I ask you to define what angle is. most probably you may be baffled. So what is the angle? So let me just give you an idea. Of course, I am not defining it, but I will let me try to give you an idea. You take a ray. Ray means it is a part of line. Starting point is there, end point is not there. So that is ray. This is a horizontal ray. Suppose you rotate this ray, say let us take in the anti-clockwise direction like this. So let us call this angle as theta. Then angle is the amount of rotation or the measure of rotation is called the angle. So that is the meaning of angle. So I can say this way, it is measure of rotation of a ray in what direction. It can be in anti-clockwise or clockwise, but let me first give you anti-clockwise. About the initial point, this is very important, about its initial point. So this is the meaning of angle. So that means angle keeps on increasing if the rotation is more. So it is a measure of rotation. You rotate more, angle will be more. If you rotate less, angle will be less. This is one concept we have to understand. In understanding the concept of angle. This first thing. Second one is angle. So far we have studied only in terms of positive angle. That's only in the anti-clockwise direction. Now suppose you are having a ray. Suppose you rotate in this direction, that means clockwise direction. Let us say, for example, if this is say 45 degree, because we know degree measure. Suppose this is 45 degree, this is also 45 degree. What is the difference then? So this we take positive, this we take negative. So the arrow mark indicates if it is anti-clockwise positive angle, clockwise negative angle. So this is another important concept, positive angle and negative angle. So these are the two different. So this year onwards, when you are studying trigonometry, the concept of positive angle and negative angle plays very, very important role. That's very important. So please try to understand these two concepts. Then the next one is, you have already studied different types of angles. For example, acute angle. If it is an angle is less than 90 degree, it is acute. More than 90, it is obtuse, etc. Therefore, the next concept which you can study is, one more thing is, see, you take any angle, say theta equal to 45, say 40, okay, 45 degree. So this is less than 90. Therefore, what happens is, this is the angle 45 degree. Suppose theta equal to say 120 degree, then it is more than 90. So it is like this. Actually, basically, if you want to use the definition, this is the method. This is a ray. Then you are rotating this ray like this, and this angle is 120. This is a meaning. This is obtuse angle, this is acute angle, etc. Now, let us relate this concept, obtuse angle, acute angle, etc., in terms of quadrant. So that is very important. So let me take the next concept, angle in different quadrants. Different quadrants. What do you mean by quadrants? Say, for example, you can take this also, this is y-axis, then x-axis, coordinate system. Then here this is origin. Now you take a ray, then suppose you rotate up to this, let us say. Definitely this angle, let us say theta. This theta is in the first quadrant. Theta is in the first quadrant. Therefore, we can say first one, when theta is less than 90 degree, it is in the first quadrant. Then suppose you rotate this here up to this one, say like this. Suppose this is theta. Then see this angle is more than 90, so obtuse angle. So second one is therefore 90, it is between 90 and then theta less than 180 degree. So this is in the second quadrant. That means obtuse angle lies in the second quadrant. So this understanding of this quadrant and relation with the angle is very important. Suppose you rotate it further like this. Now you see this angle, if you remember, we have named this angle as reflex angle. If you recall your high school geometry, say this angle if you take like this or like this like this, it is straight angle. This is called straight angle, two right angles up to this one. If you rotate further, this angle is called reflex angle sometimes. So, but here this angle lies in the third quadrant. This is the first quadrant, this is the second quadrant, this is the third quadrant. So, okay. Similarly, if you rotate further, this is also reflex angle only. This is also reflex angle. So, angle is like this now, like this. You have to show like this. So, this angle is also reflex and this lies in the fourth quadrant. So, second one is 180 less than theta less than 270. This lies in the third quadrant. And the last one, fourth possibility is 270, because it is more than, this is 90, this is 90, 180, this is 90, 270. So more than that. So 270 less than theta less than 360, this is fourth quadrant. Therefore, you should always remember in which quadrant the particular ray lies. Based on that, you have to decide. For example, when you define trigonometric ratio, this plays very important. Therefore, please try to understand this. So, acute angle, this is obtuse angle, this is reflex angle, and this is also reflex angle. Now, there is another interesting thing. Another interesting thing is, so far in your high school level mathematics, whenever we study, we never thought of an angle theta equal to, for example, 400 degree. Suppose I say angle is 400 degree, definitely students will be confused. How can be an angle? What is the maximum angle one can show in the quadrant? So this is the first thing. Suppose you take a ray, say here, and rotate it completely one full circle. That means this ray, let us call this as say OX. This ray rotates further and comes back to its initial position. So what is the angle covered by this ray? It is 360 degree. 360. Therefore, this angle is also called complete angle. So 360 means, what is the meaning of complete? The ray completes one full circle, actually one full rotation, and comes back to its initial position. So it is 360 degree. So that is one very interesting thing is, this ray, suppose you take a point A, let us say, one ray rotates like this and comes back to this one. So this ray has completed 360 degree. And what about the x-axis itself? That is also, it has not rotated. What is the angle? That is 0 degree. Meaning 0 degree and 360 degree means one and the same. But the thing is, one ray is there only, so 0 degree. Another ray rotates and comes back to the same, so it is 360 degree. So practically speaking, angle is same, 360. So I can also say 0 degree is also similar to, it's not equal, 360 degree, because one rotation is completed. This you can understand like this. Imagine there is a track. It's a circular track like this. Say A and B, these are the two students. A completes one rotation, comes back to A. Then B also goes and then they come back here. So what happens is, position is same. Position of A and B are same. But A has completed two rotations. Suppose he has completed one rotation, then B starts with him. Then they complete rotations. A is completing two rotations, whereas B is completing only one rotation, but position is same. Same way here, complete angle means 360 degree. 360 degree is also equal to 0 degree. This is the concept which you have to understand. Now, I can also rotate one more, for example, like this, like this. All these things are very, very important in trigonometry. So this is 362 times. So that means 720 degree. So 720 degree means it has rotated two times and it has come back to the same position. That's the meaning. Now with this understanding, a degree can be of any measure. For example, you see 400 degree. What do you mean by 400 degree? So we have to show like this now. So first you take coordinate system. Coordinate system. This is x, o, then x dash, then y dash. Now what do you mean by 400 degree? 400 degree is actually 360 degree plus 40 degree. That means you take a ray here. First you rotate once, one complete rotation. So that will give you 360. Plus 40 means you have to rotate it further up to 40 degree. Then you have to show like this. So this is, so I have to show this is 400 degree. But practically speaking, 400 degrees also equal to 40 degree here. So that is the meaning. Now, suppose you say uh, uh, 1000 degree. Let us say, for example, 1000 degree. So what do you mean by 1000 degree? So what we have to do is this 1000, first you divide it by 360. How many times it divides? So I think 3. Sorry, 2. So 2 means 720. So here 80, 08, then 9. So 280. So 360, 720 into, that actually 360 into 2, 720. Remaining is 280. But how do you show this angle on the coordinate system? What you have to do is, you have to show like this. So this is the meaning of actually representing the angle in a coordinate system. So what I have to do is 362 times means the ray is rotating. So let us first write them, O, then x dash, then y dash. Then this 360, this ray is rotating once. It comes here. So that is one rotation. One more rotation I have to show. So the second one like this. Now it has completed two rotations. So 720. This much rotation is over degree. What is remaining is 280. So where is 280 now? 280 means once again 270. 270 will be equal to 90 plus 90 plus 90 is 270. That means I have to go one more 90, then 90, then 90. How much remaining now? 10 degree remaining. That means here. So this is, so I have to show this is 1000 degree. This is the meaning of magnitude of angle in case of rotation. This you have to be very clear. Next one is, I have already told you an angle can be both positive and negative. It can be positive and negative. So what is important in trigonometry is, given an angle, for example, suppose I write say 40 degree, no problem. Suppose I write minus 40 degree, no problem. So it will be in the fourth quadrant because you have to go in the negative direction or clockwise direction. Suppose I write instead of 400, minus 400. Where is this? Now this is sometimes student confused. Minus means it can be any quadrant. But minus 400 degree means what I have to do is, I have to show like this. See, this is x-axis, y dash. Now, minus 400 means I have to go in the clockwise direction. But now, minus 400, what I have to do is, minus 360 degree will refer to one rotation in the clockwise. So, how much is remaining? And minus 40. Because if you have difficulty, you can write like this. First, you take 400 only. 400 can be written as 360 plus 40. So if it is minus 400, then definitely it is minus here and minus here. This is not a difficult thing. So how to represent this one? So what I have to do is one rotation complete like this. So this will give minus 360 degree because it is in the clockwise direction. Then 40 degree below. Therefore, I have to go here. So this is, I have to show arrow mark like this, like this. This is minus 400 degree. So minus 400 degree definitely lies here. Now, suppose I say minus 320 degree. Where is minus 320 degree? So, you see, any angle given, first you should be able to identify in which quadrant that angle lies. That is very important. Say, for example, minus 320 degree means it is 90. You have to do like this. Even you need not calculate everything in detail. Using your common sense approach, you can definitely find it. See, minus 320 means first 90, 90, next 90, 180, next 90, 270. 270. So you take 270 out. How many remaining now? Now, if you take 320 minus this one, 0. So 50 degrees remaining. So 50 degree. So what I have to do is 90, 90, 90 is 270 plus remaining 50 means somewhere from this side you have to calculate somewhere here. So this angle refers to minus 3, minus 320. So this is minus, both are minus actually. So this is minus 320 degree, 320 degree, because 360 degree completes and comes back here. So it is here. So this is in the first quadrant. Like that, given any angle, we can find in which quadrant that particular angle lies. This is one of the important concepts which is required, because this year we are defining the trigonometric ratio in a different way, because ratio can be negative also, ratio can be positive also. Therefore, it is very important understanding which you have to remember. Now, let me recall one more thing. In the high school geometry, we have studied how to measure an angle. So, that is using the unit called degree. That's why you are using 90 degree, 45 degree, etc. What is the meaning of degree measure? So, that we have to understand first. Now, you take a ray, then rotate the ray completely like this. So this is one complete angle, okay? We know that one. Suppose you divide this angle into 360 equal parts, That means you have to divide like this with the different rays such that each part is equal. But how many such parts you have to divide? That is 360. Then suppose you take one such part, that angle is called 1 degree. 1 degree. Therefore, I can say this way, 1 degree angle equal to 1 360th part of complete angle. And this can also be understood in another way. Suppose you take a ray, another ray which is vertical, because this is very clear. So this is called right angle. Perpendicular angle is called right angle. Then how do you define 1 degree? There is another method. Both are same. So you can divide this into 90 equal parts. 1/4 of it actually. 90 equal parts. Like that you have to draw 90 such parts. One such part is called 1 degree. Both are one and the same. In this case it is 1/90th part of right angle. Both are one and the same. Or including straight angle also you can define. Take a straight angle, divide the angle into 180 equal parts, take one part, that is 1 degree. All one and the same. So this is one important thing. So 1 degree means what? Therefore, it is the unit used in a degree measure. Further, you take 1 degree. Say for example, this is 1 degree, let us say. Of course, you have to imagine it's not exactly 1 degree, just to understand. Say now, suppose you divide this into 60 equal parts. 60 equal parts. So one such part is called minute, denoted by, see here 1 degree, here 0 we have, right? Here 1, then minute. So this is 1 minute. Therefore, this is the next subunit actually. This is unit, degree, then subunit. Continue further. Suppose you have 1 minute, this is 1 minute, imagine. Divide this into 60 equal parts. 60 equal parts. Take one part, that is called 1 minute. Therefore, we have degree, major unit, main unit, subunit of that is minute, subunit of that is second. So degree, then minute and second. Symbol is here 0, here dash, here 2 dash. So this is the symbol. And you should also know how to convert, see it is similar to your rupees and paisa calculation, but here it is 60 degrees, it's not in terms of 10. So what I would do is, for example, you see 22 degree, 22 and half degree, suppose 22 and half degree. So this is same as actually 22 degree. This half degree, see 1 degree equal to 60 second. Therefore, what is half degree? This will be equal to 30 seconds. Therefore, I can write 22 and half degree can be written as 22 degree, 22 degree and then 30 minute. 30 minute. It is something like rupee and paise. And further, suppose it is say 30, it should say 40 second, 100 second, minute, I am sorry, 100 minute, minute is given, say minute. This can be converted to degree and then minute also. For example, if you take 60 here, 60 minute, remaining is 40. So I can write this as 1 degree 40 minute. Same way, suppose 100 second is given. 100 second is given. Now the same thing here, because 100 second, 60 second equal to 1 minute. So this can be written as 60 second plus 40 second. But this 60, second means I have to use this symbol. 60 second is 1 minute. Therefore I can write it as 1 minute, then 40 second. So this conversion is also very important. Sometimes what happens is they will give a mixed form, that is degree, minute and second. Especially in competitive examination and some other examination, there may be questions based on this. You should know how to convert. So this is another important thing which you have to remember. So today, as a basic idea, what I have done is I have just given you idea which we have studied already, but a little bit of extension. Only two things are new to us. One is negative angle. So far we have not studied. So negative angle, that is one thing. Second one is we have no idea about an angle which is more than 360 degree. So it can be 400 degree. So in terms of rotation of the ray, we can define the angle of any measure, so any magnitude. So that is another important thing. So these are the two things, please you have to remember very carefully. Then the next concept is, when we study trigonometry, we don't use this degree measure. So this is not normally used. This is also called sexagesimal system. There is another system called circular measure. So using this we are defining angle, and then of course we can establish the connection between degree measure and circular measure. In the next class, let me introduce the second system of measurement of angle, that is circular measure. So with this let me conclude. In the next class, let us continue our journey with the study of measurement of angle only using another system. Till then, take care. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe my channel and please watch all the lessons so that you will definitely follow the concepts of mathematics very easily. I am following NCERT textbook only, But the major concepts I am explaining in a different way so that you will be able to understand it properly. In the next class, we shall meet with radian measure, that is called circular measure. Until then, bye, take care.